Just as a note for everybody, in case your game crashes, you lose your save. Good luck. Save often. I really wish there's, like, actually a manual save, because we lost our vehicle that we made in the last episode, plus Igor, the horrible little box thing that I put over there. Well, whatever. I don't really care. In that case, seeing as we don't have a whole lot of vehicles, let's make another one. Let's see, what do we want to do? What do we want to do today? You know what? I know exactly what we want to do today. This is going to be a horrible, horrible thing that's probably going to go terribly. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay, so we're gonna start with the that, as usual. Now, I've pretty much given up on the basic. Actually, we don't want that, do we? No, we don't. Okay, so today. Oh, hey, there's multiple types of wheels. Wheel and big wheel. You know what? I gotta test this. Oh, let's see what the big wheel looks like. I'm just gonna put that off. Let's see what the damn. Note to self: consider making a big rig after this. Yeah, I'll do, like, some kind of big rig vehicle with, like, I don't know, like, mechanical nonsense. Maybe a crane arm. That'd be intense. That might be too complicated for me. Let's find out. Okay, we're not doing that today. Today, we're going to find the lightest material you can possibly find. Wood block is pretty tempting. Wish there was something that was, like, feather light, but whatever. But we want to build something entirely out of light materials. The lightest. Big light. So let's see. It wouldn't be an untoward idea to make it out of, like, construction signs and stuff. Boxes could work too, actually. Alright, let's start with a cucumber box. Let's see. Cucumber boxes seem to be not useful. So the problem is I'm always on the lookout for something that is a... Guys! Cucumber boxes are perfect! Cucumber boxes are exactly what we need, because they have an uneven axis. Actually, in retrospect, cucumber boxes are useless for today only. No, they're fine, because let's pull out the button measure. Yeah, so it's 4 by 3. That's actually really useful for me. Okay, so in retrospect, I'm not sure if I need cucumber boxes, though. Let's check this out again, because in reality, I could probably also do, like, staircase long railing as well. And, yeah, the railings. Because what we want is long, thin, and light. Yeah, no, looks like cucumber boxes are probably going to be better than the long, thin, and light business. So let's plonk this down. Let's plonk it down in the middle. I don't know how well this is going to work, but, well, science. Alright. So we want these here. You know what? Maybe we don't want to do that. Let's expand this out a little bit. And you know what? As much as I like being in third person just because it lets us see the character, it's probably not a good idea for this. I used to play a lot of RoboCraft, so I kind of have a basic idea of how to build stuff, but it never really seems to go my way. So I guess I never really announced what I was going to do. Hopefully some of you came based on the thumbnail, or not the thumbnail, but the, you know, really wish I could pick this thing up. No, I guess we're gonna just do it this way. I'll probably just end up carrying it over, putting it on a, actually, you know what, screw it, I could probably make a launch pad, like, right here, right now. Alright, so we got a bunch of thrusters. Obviously this is going to take more work than just all thrusters. So what we want to do is probably have 4 buttons. Why 4? Because we're going to need to steer this sucker somehow. Oh, man. Aerodynamics is a nightmare. Okay. Well, what we need to do, I mean, first and foremost, pretty much we're going to need to make this thing back heavy. So it more or less automatically points its butt straight at the ground. So let's actually grab 1 or 2 of these. There we go. 2 of them stacked on top of each other should make it pretty even here. Let's expand up a little bit. We've got a bunch of thrusters, which is good. We're probably going to need more to carry this sucker. Okay, so we've got the heavy back end. The problem is, like, we don't have wings. Like, there's no real necessarily, like, aerodynamic anything. that we can actually work with here in, like, a really functional manner. Oh, this might actually work pretty well. Come on. Alright. I don't think I'm making an X-Wing here. I don't think I'm going to succeed at making an X-Wing. Okay, let's do that, and... yeah, shoot. The best we're probably going to do is... oh, I know how we're doing this. The best we're probably ever going to be able to make is a TIE fighter, if we're lucky. Let's move that back there. I hate it. I hate extraneous pieces that stick out and stuff. Okay. 1, 2. Skip to the loo. 3, 4. Hope these give me enough lift. Okay. Problem is, if we flip over, it's going to be a problem. Driving this thing is going to be a true test of skill. And it's probably going to fail horribly. But that's okay. You know what? Let's take off the back for a second. We don't need that much back. Let's just weight it down with, yeah. Let's just weight it down with these. That should be good. Okay. So I'm going to give this thing a maiden voyage. It's probably going to go terribly, but that's okay too. So what do we want to do? We probably want to make a... we want to make a ramp, obviously. Okay, so this is going to be a mechanical nightmare too. Alright, so if we're making a ramp, let's do this. Huh. That might actually work pretty well. Now this might squeak on the ground. I can't tell. I think it'll be fine. Okay. So 1... no, we can definitely scoot them closer than this. This is going to be interesting. So, you know what? Do we want to do wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey nonsense for a bit here? And kind of scoot to the beginning. Yeah, we're going to need more wheels than this. There we go. Yeah, let's do some wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey business. And skip forward just a bit. Just to, you know... just so we're not here all day. Gotta move it one more than that. Let's stick it this way. Yeah, because I can only talk for so long while I'm putting together a, oops. Actually, that might not have been a bad idea. I can only talk for so long while I'm putting together some kind of insane conveyor belt system. But in retrospect, that might not be a bad move. I don't know how this is even gonna go. I'll give it some amount of go. I don't know. Because, yeah, there's no, like, real free rolling system here. Which puts us in a bit of a bind for making, like, a functional ramp. And as far as I know, there's no direct, you can, there's no, like, directly, you get to just slide forward on this thing, like frictionless surfaces. I don't think that's in the game right now. It's not in a sense that I can do. Alright, can't do anything with that. Hopefully this will be enough. Is that high? Honestly can't tell. It's not high, it's just off center. Okay, there we go. So let's put this down. No, let's not get rid of it yet. Let's keep expanding this, because I really do like the idea of this. The problem is I'm going to have to delete this if it doesn't work. Alternatively, who gives a darn? Because I just realized, why even take it off the, why even take it off the lift right now? Nobody's going to care. I'm not going to care. Vehicle's not going to care. Oops. Oops. I'm bad at placing things. Yeah, I gotta move all these back. I don't know if the wheels will rub against each other. I'm going to assume the answer is yes. This is not the most on-center system I've ever developed. Okay. So let's make this ramp good. Alright. So this is kind of a do or die situation. This might end up being a failed episode where I tried to make a ramp and it didn't work. So first and foremost, problem I ran into. Let's finish putting some wheels onto this beast. First problem I ran into. Apparently, if we switch to the connecting tool, so we got these. Can't connect any of the wheels to any of these engines for whatever reason. Don't know why. I also have this thing over here called a connector, I don't even know. Here. You know what? Let's do a quick test. Maybe I can't do this with big wheels. Maybe I can do this with regular ones. See if this works. No! Okay. So I guess if it's not connected to the vehicle or something, these bearings will not connect. Hopefully they'll still free roll though, so it should work. I don't know. I'm placing a lot of hope into this. Otherwise I've just wasted a substantial amount of time. But in the name of interesting science, I guess. Eh. Could be worse. Alright, let's crouch under here. We gotta extend this a little bit. We don't want it to be uneven. There we go. Okay. Believe it's this one. Well, if it's not, it should be fine anyway. Okay. And can't do that there. In fact, I don't think I can even put this tire here. Well, let's hope for the best. Let's get rid of this. Alright. So far, so good. The wheels seem to free roll. Duh, my face. Alright. So we've got... well, no time like the present. Huh. Well. So what happened there? Honestly, quite simply, we needed thrusters on the back. We really did. You know what? Okay. You know what? I can probably make this work. Let's add it to the lift, and if we're lucky, worst comes to worst, we just kind of throw away the stuff in the back here. But if we're lucky, I can actually just cram it in right here. No. Yeah, if we're lucky, we can just cram it in. Right. Actually, you know what? Let's get rid of some of these tires. Is this... No. Oh, there we go. Oh, I thought it deleted my vehicle. Oh, that would have been bad. Okay, let's try this again. Place this thing over here. Worst comes to worst, we'll just put it nearby this time around if it doesn't fit in the middle. But I can easily... Yeah, there we go. I can easily delete tires as needed. Okay, so... What messed up? First and foremost... Let's get rid of these. We need some more cucumber boxes. Okay, where are they? Cucumber box. So we need to extend this bad boy out a little bit. And then, what we need is engines. We don't need many engines on the back. We just need enough to kind of balance it out a little. Okay. And then we'll put this here. Put this here. And... should be okay? I'm not sure. Well, whatever. At least it's really easy to get this back on the... Oh, whoa, this is perfect. Okay. Oh, shoot. You know what? There's one thing we didn't do. We forgot to connect these back couple engines to this one. So currently what I've got is one will fire the left downward thrusters, 3 will do the other ones, and 2 will make us go forward effectively. Alright. Oh. Huh. We seem to have gotten crammed in here. Shoot. Oh, I'm too long in the back. I got it. Okay, so what we need to do... Clonk. We need to shorten it out. Yeah, because the curve I've currently put on my ship is not enough. Okay, there we go. This should work a little bit better. Let's connect these again. Worst comes to worst, I can make it a little bit shorter if needed. Proof of concept is actually going surprisingly well. I need to get it off the jack. There we go. Well, venture forth! The main issue is I don't have... I don't have any control. There's no wings. So what I could try and do is... let's grab it again. At least we know it will go off the runway this time around. I don't know. You know what? Let's fire off again. I wanna mess around with this. I wanna see exactly what makes this bad boy tick. Here's the question: can I add more engines here? I can add one engine that way. I don't know if this is a good idea, but we'll try it. Connector. There we go. Luckily, there doesn't seem to be a limit to the amount of thrusters you can attach to a button currently, so that gives us a lot of leeway. Okay, so we've got the back thrusters. Yeah, part of the problem we're probably running into is also it's pretty freaking uneven. Well, that's fine. It's that last tire. Okay, you know what? First and foremost, let's get rid of this last one. It's not doing me any good. We'll do that, because we're definitely running into issues where we're not going off the ramp correctly. The problem is you can't make a smooth ramp right now. It's not a good smooth ramp. Okay, let's get rid of this. Let's keep trying for science and whatnot. All right. I am very uneven on this. Well, whatever. Okay. We start going end over end. That's the problem. How do we get this even? Like, we can get into the sky. Okay. Let's try this. This is probably going to work as horribly as everybody can imagine. Huh. Now I can't even flip over anymore. Well, if you wanted a whirligig, you got the whirligig. Okay, so that didn't work. Problem is what we need is a direct wing, effectively. All right, let's just place it on the jack right off the bat. And think about this. We're effectively trying to make a speeder without any kind of stabilization. Okay. You know what? Let's bring it back down to earth a little bit. What if we did... Really wish there's symmetry options in this game. Symmetry would be amazing. Let's get rid of all of these engines for a second. Obviously, the downward pointed engines don't seem to provide a whole lot of benefit here. So, main issue seems to be not weight. In fact, weight is more or less fine. Main issue seems to be, let's grab this. Main issue is purely we're flipping end over end for no good reason. Okay, it doesn't look like I can do anything with that. Let's switch to these girders. Okay. Rotate around. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, because there's no aerodynamics from what I can tell. Yet. I don't know if there ever will be either. It's an interesting question. I have no answer for that one. So what we're going to try and do is just spread this out evenly. Because, unfortunately, no matter what, we're going to have our seat here. Oh. I really wish there was actually a poundage on all of these things, because I can actually, like, boxcar derby this, where I effectively add weights depending on my limitations. Oh, shoot. Well, that's dumb. These are dumb. Well, you know what? Maybe 3 engines is enough. Let's try it. Let's just try 3 pure engines. Yeah. Okay. Let's connect all of these together. I like the button placement. Okay. I guess worst comes to worst, we make a pod racer. It would be really nice if there's like a hover thing. Let's get rid of that. It's damn heavy. Well. Huh. That actually worked fairly well, despite the, you know, crippling failure. What if we do this, actually? Hold on. Hold the horses. Let's winch it. There we go. Let's bring it up a bit. Okay. Let's give it some wheels. Give it some basic wheels. This might be kind of heavy, though. That's a bit of a concern. We'll make it work. Or something. This is probably going to end up on its front, isn't it? Whatever. There we go. Okay, so at least it rotates. So now, I've made a pod racer. Alright. So trees are the biggest impediment to this thing. Wait, we've got a natural ramp. What am I doing? Why did I even make a ramp earlier? Alright, let's try this again. Yeah, the problem is we flip end over end. There's no way to correct that, from what I can tell. I do like using this thing as a natural ramp, though. That has been a massive boon here. So, barring, like, the problem is I can't think of anything right now apart from we've made a flying whirly fly gig. Oh. Maybe it's because it's pointed down? No. There's no way to make it float, and there's no way to make, like, weaker engines that would balance well, would there? Alternatively? Maybe there is. Okay, let's try that. Now we've got 4 engines. So let's put the top ones on 1. We're still not going to be able to steer this thing in any way, shape, or form. But this might give me the ability to compensate, if we're lucky. Okay, let's get rid of this. We've got the engines. Okay, so this gives me the front ones. Okay, so the compensation kind of works. But they need to be much more top-related. Oh. Maybe if we try that. Okay. Now, this is going to be a long episode of me just screwing around with flight. I'm the Wright brothers, except for without any of the proper materials and all of the overwhelmingly powerful ones. I cannot imagine them doing much better than me initially here. Okay, so first and foremost, the problem is we've got these cross-brace things, which are actually harming me more than helping me. Oh, wait, no, I can just get rid of them. One of them, can't I? That'll work. Okay. So what we need to do, let's just switch the light single brace. What the? Oh. It's because I'm on the wrong thing. Go figure that's happening. Oops. There we go. They don't match well. Whatever. Okay, let's get rid of the top ones. So yeah, the main issue we've run into here is my center of gravity is atrocious. Can I not click and drag with this? Oh, that sucks. Oh, what if I do this? I've got too many metal girders. What if we just did wood? That is a noise. Because, yeah, wood lets me just do this. We don't want to... Seriously, noises. Because, yeah, the girders I can't extend and contract as desired. But I can do this. Okay, perfect. Let's get rid of these, because they seem meaningless. Looks like we've got enough of that for the time being. That's fine. Okay, so what we need to do... We need a ton of engines. Why? Because it's necessary, alright? Okay, so these didn't really... Actually, you know what? Having the 4 in the back still seems like a good idea, though I'll have to balance it properly. Okay, let's start connecting. So you... All of the ones in the back are just going to get connected to 2. I apparently can't reconnect it. Oh, that's dumb. Can't change the connection after the connection has been made. Weird. Alright, whatever. I can make this work. So we're going to have all those to 2. If we can't redo connections, we're going to have to undo all of these. There we go. Okay. So I think my main problem that I was running into was that my compensation engines weren't in a good spot. So let's just do that. I really wish I could just not have a cockpit and I could make a perfectly symmetrical structure, because then it probably wouldn't get unbalanced one way or another. Okay, cool. So now that we've got that, let's add more engines, of course. That is always the solution here. Okay, now we've got the more engines. So, top engines to 1. I might need more engines. Bottom engines to 3. Well, let's see if this works. It kind of works. It also sounds atrocious. Like, the idea behind all of this is pretty solid. But it needs more. Oh, what if we just did this? Okay. Can't undo. Damn, I hate that. Didn't mean to do that. Whatever. So what if we actually had more engines here? Tied to up and down. I don't know. Okay. I think you could also do this with sensors. There's some like nonsense stuff you could probably get into. Okay, so these top engines go to 1 because yeah, it didn't feel like I had enough flipping force, but I had plenty of initial momentum. So what if we just do it this... Whoops. What if we just do it this way? We're also on a conveniently placed hill. Except for the fact that I am now stuck in a tree, as usual, and upside down. Fuck. Okay. Part of the problem is, I'm not used to the placement on these keys, so they're kind of messing me up. And also, honestly, firing myself into a tree is not helping. Okay, so let's go back to the nice incline ramp we had over here, and then finish this up. I don't know if I've succeeded or failed, honestly, tonight. You know what? Let's actually go back to my launch ramp. My structure hasn't changed much, so hopefully we'll be okay. Oh, might not be. I don't know. This will be interesting. But let's go back to it. Worst comes to worst, we just fire off one of its slants, and we'll be okay. I guess we do have these, like, right here. All of which work. Well, let's try this anyway. Feels like it worked. Definitely wide enough. Bugger. Alright. Well. Yeah, the problem is once I get the spin, it's almost impossible to correct. it's too forceful, and there's too much floating. All right, come on, let's just get over this. I mean, I've more or less made the I've made a perfect prototype for possibly a pod racer, though it's gonna have to rely on wheels very heavily and somehow not flip over. I've yet to figure that bit out. We'll figure that out. I guess what we could do is just make like a hover chair. All right. So, seeing as everything else has failed, we'll make a very quick hover chair. Can I... Interesting. You can't rotate it while it's like this. Well, whatever. Works for me. Alright, let's just hop back in. Fire ourselves off. Straight at the trees. Into the sky. And straight back down again. Glorious! We've made it nowhere. Alright, I'm just gonna leave that alone for a while. Let's make a flying platform. Let's go into the sky. I am tired. I am tired of this. I grow weary. I don't know. I'm just sick of freaking nothing working. Alright, and just let's extend it up. Alright, let's see how many thrusters we can fit on the bottom of one. Actually, you know what? We probably only want to fit a couple. So 1, 2. That's probably good. How many can fit between here? 3? Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'd like to keep things symmetrical if possible. Just for the sake of everything. Okay. I'm just going to extend that forever. And... 1. We'll just delete the ones in the middle. That seems like an easier solution anyway. Okay, come on. Delete yourself. There we go. Okay, so we had the 1, 2, 3, and... here again. Okay. This thing is not going to be able to steer. In fact, it's not going to be able to do anything. But that's okay too. We don't really need much. I just want to go in the sky and not flip over for once. I'm really sick of that. I'm really sick of failure right now. And this, luckily, should be perfectly balanced. If I'm not mistaken. So we need a button. Just one. Not more than that. Watch this be the straw that breaks the camel's back. The singular button that just ruins everything. That would be great. Let's attach it there. Playing this game makes me appreciate Robocraft in a way. Because I mean, it was awkward, but you could make a flying craft. Like wings. We need wings. Here's the question. Do we need a crossbar on the diagonal? Nah, this is probably fine. Let's extend it up a bit. Get rid of that. Hop into the chair. And fly. You know what I didn't account for? The fact that my fat ass is uneven. Unevenly weighted. Still. Sad part is... that is more flight than we managed to accrue out of my actual planes. And... collision issues, you are the best. Alright, let's try this again. Oops. Screwed that up a bit. Okay, come on. There we go. Oh no, my engine! I needed that. Okay. I guess we'll just do some emergency measures. Okay. I think that's proper. Yeah, the problem is... the main character is a little bit back-heavy. And I have no idea how to properly balance for that. Okay, well... these blocks are insufficient, and apparently we hit the ground with enough force no matter what, that, we hit the ground with enough force that, one of our engines gets stuck inside. Let's try this again. Okay, there's more balance. Let's see if I can get over the fence. No. Flying machines are hard. Flying machines are so... Oh, what if I try this? Okay. Let's try... I can't stop. I gotta fly, man. I gotta fly. Alright, do we wanna do that? It's probably about as even as I'm gonna get. And this lets me put another button on. Because, yeah, when trying to make a flying machine, unless you have a good way of overcompensating for this, you're pretty much stuck. Oh, the problem is it's going to make it unevenly weighted. Well, whatever. Better than nothing. Okay, so let's get rid of the... Get rid of this. Okay, fly! Forward! 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 I'm gonna be better off making a walking machine. See you guys next episode. This was a mess. I'm stuck. I'm stuck in my own machine. It has betrayed me. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, even the floaty chair doesn't work that well. We need, like, some kind of... We need helium. We need, like, an anti-grav block or actual working wings. I don't know. There's a lot of things that could be done. I'll keep thinking about it.